WrestleMania weekend is so taxing, man.
Yeah, it is.
And then the week after, WWE is doing a change, which I like. It won't affect me most WrestleMania weekends, but like the crowd for NXT was so dead because it was like at the very end on the Tuesday after, boom, 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 and they're probably, and it sounds like they're not doing that next year. They're going to the NXT after Mania and after Stand and Deliver is going to be Performance Center.
Okay.
Now I know I promised no wrestling, but I lied, and we're just going to go through the week of aftermath. Raw after Mania, NXT after Mania, SmackDown after Mania. John Cena cuts his now he's champion promo.
Yeah.
And suffers a terminal condition called an RKO out of nowhere.
I love it. Oh, so happy.
I mean, if there's a place to do it. There's a place to do it at St. Louis. Cena comes out, and I don't even remember what Cena says in this heel promo. But as he's posturing at the end, Orton just slides up behind him. Cena gets the really funny that when he turns around and sees Orton, the mic is still at his mouth, and he lets a shit out before getting RKO'd.
I love Cena and Orton.
Yep.
Can't wait. I will be buying Backlash. If I can't get somebody to come over to my house and use their stuff, I will be buying.
Okay, just get Peacock.
No.
Okay, you can pay $50 for a pay-per-view, that's fine. Rusev returned.
Yay!
We'll see how it goes. I don't hate him, but, like, I wasn't excited by him either.
Damn.
It just is what it is.
His wife is hot.
Yeah. Some would say that was his gimmick before. JD McDonough's also back.
Yeah!
I like JD.
I'm sure we do.
I love JD. Helped Dirty Dom retain his title. Big fan of IC champion Dirty Dom. Stephanie on Raw. Stephanie Vaquera started down with Io Sky. They had a bit of a match, but they were interrupted by Julia and Roxanne Perez.
Yep.
Roxanne Perez is on Raw tonight. We record on Mondays. So hopefully on Raw after Mania, she had the debut patch on her boot.
Yeah.
So hopefully she is just now main roster.
Yeah, that's what I saw. That she's called up. Yeah.
She had a match at NXT, but that definitely felt like... I have it in my notes as Roxy, please leave. So, like... It feels like it was in there. I love her, which is why I want her out of NXT. I feel like I was half right with the Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman plan.
Well, yeah.
And you know what? I think I see their vision. And I'm on the right.
Are we... What is that? Are we building a new faction?
I think so. I'm strapped in.
I am too.
I'm strapped.
I didn't think... You know what's funny? I want to say I didn't think that. I did. But I was like, there's no way they're going to let... And I don't know why I thought this way. I was like, there's no way they're just going to build a faction with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. I was like, but I think that would be cool. But that's not going to happen. They're not going to have Paul Heyman a part of the next... Like, another big faction in WWE, like, after the Bloodline. Like, I just didn't think Paul would be involved. Yeah. But it might.
Yeah. The minute Breaker came out and speared, and they all stood together, I was like, I see the vision.
I was like, that's...
And I'm strapped in. Like...
Hey, you want to get me to like Seth Rollins? Put him with Braun Breaker.
I see the vision. Some people are saying it's like a new evolution. I think it's a new Dangerous Alliance, but that's just me.
So I'd love to see who else
I've seen a few names thrown around. We'll see. I think they definitely at least need a fourth. I would do a fourth and a fifth. I would add a tag team. Probably. It doesn't need to be... They don't need to add...
Who's the third?
Well, it's Heyman.
Oh, okay.
Heyman counts as one of them.
I got it, yeah.
That's why I think you need two more and not just one more.
Yes.
You need a tag team. I don't think it needs to be an established tag team. I've seen Austin Theory thrown around, which is a maybe.
I've
seen Ethan Page from NXT thrown around. I think he'd be a lot of fun. But I'm strapped in. I'm here for whatever this is. It's a good three guys to start off with.
Yes.
It's a good three guys to be there.
That's a solid base.
Yeah, it's three guys I already like. So it's like, oh, okay. I wasn't sure with Heyman and Rollins, as I know you weren't either.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, because I didn't want Brock Lesnar or Paul Heyman with Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then is that it for those thoughts? Do you have any more for the new Dangerous Alliance?
I'm just trying to think, like, if there would be...
Do you know why I'm calling it a Dangerous Alliance?
I'm sure I know.
Back in, I believe it was WCW, Paul Heyman was a manager as Paul E. Dangerously. And
Yes,
he had
okay,
a faction
yeah.
called the Dangerous Alliance. And Steve Austin was in it.
Okay.
There were other people in it, but that's like...
I don't know. I have all the knowledge, but I knew about Paulie Dangerously. That's all I can say.
He used to have the big cell phone and hit people.
Yep.
Paul's always been iconic.
I love Paul. Trying to think, who else would it be? Would it be? And I can't see any of the older. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think it'll be someone older. I think it'll be someone...
Got to be a younger dude, right?
If not younger dude, someone younger on the... less into their WWE career.
Yeah.
That's why I think we're due for an NXT call-up in it. Is just what it gives me the vibes.
First thought I thought was Obafemi. I was like, God, I would love to see that.
Maybe. I feel like that's the Breaker role, though.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
I feel like it... But, it could.
Yeah, but Breaker's like the... this is probably wrong, but, I look at Braun Breaker like a... And this is probably disrespectful, but like Brock Lesnar. Not a massively tall, huge guy, but a physical beast. When I look at... And, again, maybe this is wrong. When I look at Dave Bautista and Braun Breaker, I don't see the same type of dude. But I can see how they do the same type of things.
Yeah.
And every time I look at Obafemi, he just looks so much bigger than everybody else that is around. And, if you're going to do a massive, huge guy, that's who I would do.
You wouldn't do Omos?
I wouldn't do Omos. The only other guy I would think was Strowman. But I would rather them let Strowman continue to do what he's doing, playing around with the other two smaller titles.
Yeah. So,
actually, Omos the more I think about it, I wouldn't hate Omos if that's, the nothing guy part of the thing.
I did 100% say that.
I know, but, not everybody in the in the thing has to be a serious person. But yeah, and you have to have a woman.
Oh, I just assumed it would be Becky.
Oh yeah, because that's his wife.
Yeah. If the way that Heyman was talking on the Pat McAfee show, which you can consider in canon sometimes when
all the time,
especially when they're going from WWE World during WrestleMania weekend, I feel like it's very in canon. Paul was very much pushing the Seth Rollins is the greatest of all time. So if a lot of the beginning of this is based off of that's the Evolution pitch.
Yeah.
Evolution was Triple H's version of the Four Horsemen is I'm Triple H, I'm so great. Now look at my friends who are also going to be great.
Yeah.
Or are great in the case of Ric Flair. So something like that of Seth being I'm Seth Rollins, I'm great. These two will also be great. He's already great and she's already great. And we're married. Imagine how great that is.
Yeah.
Just complete.
Just not Nia Jax.
Not Nia
Anybody
Jax.
but.
I don't know why I doubted it. Those two. Paul Heyman and I almost said Tyler Black. Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins haven't just entertained me every time I've seen either of them.
I don't think it's that we were against it. We just said they don't need each other.
Yeah.
I don't think they do that much for each other, but if Paul Heyman isn't managing Seth Rollins and he's just around with Seth Rollins and they're all just talking shit, I think it actually does just work. Yeah. I just don't think either of them elevate each other that much. But they're both Hall of Famers. It doesn't.
But when the goal that we see here is for them to elevate a bunch of other people.
Yes, that will work.
So that, I'm on board. I'm on board with whatever this is. NXT after Mania. Joe Hendry at WrestleMania is not a one-off. He popped up on Tuesday. He defended his title yesterday at Rebellion on the day we're recording. Trick, after the match, attacked him, and Joe was invited back on Tuesday. So I assume there's something that going forward. I love Joe. I love Oba. I love Trick. I'm confused on a couple of fronts. Just the in general, why is Obafemi not defending this title in a one-on-one match? He has done it twice on free TV. Every pay-per-view match has been a triple threat, which I don't mind Oba just throwing two guys around.
Yeah,
but and this feels weird because I love Javon and I love that he was in that spotlight of Stand and Deliver. I still don't know why Stand and Deliver wasn't a straight up one-on-one between your two biggest stars in NXT, in Obafemi and Trick Williams. That just felt like we did the triple threat at New Year's Evil to put the title on Oba, and then did a triple threat at Vengeance Day to keep up this myth of Oba's that good. But it felt like we were also doing that to hold off on a one-on-one match between Oba and Trick to do it at the big show, and we didn't.
Yeah.
And now it feels like we've inserted Joe Hendry into the mix now. And it's like, weren't these two going to fight? I feel like the point was that they were going to fight. But again, I'm not mad at seeing Joe Hendry on my screen. So, like, Noam Dar returns. You probably don't know who that is. But he's a cool dude, great wrestler. He's been in developmental for like a decade. The problem is that he's been in all of the different developmentals.
Okay.
He was in the Cruiserweight Classic, and then he was on the Cruiserweight division on Raw, and then he was in 205 Live, and then he was in NXT UK, and then he was in NXT, and then he got injured. I think he's only actually been in NXT for like a cumulative 2 years.
Okay.
So
next he's going to NXT Mexico. That was a joke.
But,
big joke.
He's cool. He's a good wrestler. They had him win the Heritage Cup back again, which... It's like his baby. He keeps winning it, and then losing it to someone who holds it for a little bit, and then winning it back. And, I feel like that puts a glass ceiling on him.
Okay.
And I think he can accomplish more. I like the Heritage Cup as, a rules-specific tertiary title, especially for something like NXT, where you get so much talent coming in at varying skill levels.
Yeah.
Having a lower card, we fight for this, before they go up to the North American titles, very nice. It feels like we're glass ceiling Noam Dar down there, when I feel like he could at least be up here. He may not be an NXT champion, he may not even make it to main roster, but I feel like he's a lot better than the bottom title.
Yeah.
Stephanie Vaquera defends the NXT Women's Championship. She does so successfully. Match was fine to good. Probably would have been better if it wasn't the final match of Mania weekend. This felt like a swan song for Roxanne. Roxy, please leave. Go to Raw. There are good things for you there. There has to be. She's so good and so young.
Yeah.
It's like that Randy Orton thing of they're debuting on the main roster and they're so good. And you realize that they're so young that in 20 years, they could still be here doing this full time. You're looking at a future dynasty with this one. Obviously, my feelings on Roxanne Perez are very detailed and very known and very historical.
Yes.
SmackDown after Mania, we have Cena and Orton again, which I'm not mad at. I'm just confused. If we only have... This was established on Raw. We only have 27 Cena dates left this year. Don't know why we did 2 in the same week. I'm not mad at it.
Okay.
But I feel like you want to stretch those out over... It came out to, when he announced it on Raw, not counting the one on Raw, it came out to about 3 appearances a month. Which feels correct, but I don't know why you would then speed run the 3 for this month. I feel like you would want to space that out, because that would include Backlash.
Yeah.
So you'd have SmackDown last Friday, one other SmackDown, or a Raw, and then Backlash. Which, Backlash isn't far away. It's on, May 10th. It's very close. But, again, you have that. That's every month until...
It's probably... And I would probably just say it's probably just scheduling with John. I bet you John just has something going on. They had to knock it out.
Okay, but, then also... And you could be right. I assume they have everything through the whole year worked out already. And I don't think... Obviously, John's playing a heel, so we don't think this. But I'm sure John Cena, the human being, if he had the schedule... If his schedule opened up for another appearance, I'm sure he would just do it.
Yeah.
So... I want them to add the counter to his Titantron. He's keeping just the black Titantron with the white name. I want the counter. I want to watch that counter tick down every time because it feels like he's holding it over our heads.
Yeah.
He was definitely incorrect in his promo on SmackDown, but I'll let it go because it was cool. Where he just told Randy he'll forever be frozen at 14. That's not how that works, John, but I like what you're saying.
Yeah.
They already have another title that does count towards that total. It's not 14 WWE championships. It's 14 world titles. The other ones do still count. But I like where your brain's at.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Because I think that should be a major point of that feud, is Randy Orton is not far behind Cena. That Randy Orton could feasibly.
Yeah.
I think that match is going to... If that match is not good in ring, it's going to be good. The crowd is going to be into it. And Randy and John are going to work it up. And Travis Scott will probably interfere again. My boys! They called up my boys. It is official. Fraxia
Yep,
is on
Fraxium.
SmackDown. I'm so happy. I was buzzing at work. And then they immediately... Again, it feels like sometimes stuff with Fraxium is just tailored to me. Because it's like, Fraxium's here. They're on SmackDown. That's official. They've moved up. And then they were like, here's them versus Los Garza. And I was like, I'm sold.
Yeah, we're here.
I like... This is everything I'm wanting.
This is peak. Is that, what is it? The meme is like, cinema.
Yeah, just absolute cinema. They're on SmackDown. This ties into the draft thing later.
Oh, okay.
Aleister Black returns. We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
It's good to see him. He's still selling the eye injury from the pandemic. 10 out of 10. No notes. He interfered on The Miz. I don't know why Miz is harbinger of returning stars getting over, but I'm not.
We love The Miz.
He's fine. It might be the worst Black Mass I've ever seen, but like they're getting old. It's fine. I'm sure he'll hit a better one on Friday when they have their match.
I love The Miz.
I just wrote down Fatal 4-Ways because there were two. They weren't Fatal 4-Ways, but they're future Fatal 4-Ways. One of them you'll like and the other one you won't.
Okay.
So the one you won't first.
Okay.
Tiffy had a match against Jade, and then Naomi interfered, and then Nia Jax returned and interfered.
Why wouldn't I like that?
Because it's Nia Jax.
I know, but then I get to see Jade beat the fuck out of Nia Jax.
Yeah, maybe. If they do, I feel like that's where we're going, is those four in a match for the women's title. Which...
Really, Naomi?
It just felt like...
She's just going to be there but lose.
Probably.
Like, her
Probably
role.
she takes the pin, yeah.
Yeah.
And, like... That's another one that I'm confused about is... And I know that their chemistry wasn't fully there, and I know people like yourself, and I'm not saying you're unwarranted in this, don't really like Nia Jax like that. But, like... It does feel like that Tiffy cashed in on Nia, betrayed her friend to win the title. And then Nia jumped brands to feud with Rhea instead of, like...
Instead of letting
And, like,
develop.
it really felt like that could have been the WrestleMania match, and they just didn't.
Yeah.
So, it's nice to see maybe us get a bow off that story. I
Maybe.
understand if people don't want to see that match. I think a Fatal 4-Way is probably a much better option for those four. Because then you can just... For someone like Nia or Jade, who maybe don't have the cardio or the in-ring specifications to work around a match, being able to do a Fatal 4-Way where they can take breaks and then build spots around them,
Yeah.
I think that's a good recipe. I don't know if you have a true... Normally, for those matches, you need a good ring general to run it, like a Bianca or an Io or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see. If there's a few women that I would expect to impress us, it would be 3 of those 4.
Who's the one that wouldn't?
It's Nia Jax.
Really? Okay.
She did her impressing with me last year, and I know her ceiling now. The other one is for the U.S. title.
Okay.
Solo and Jacob came out, and
I did see this.
they did a fun little thing. LA Knight comes out. Drew comes out and is funny. And then Drew and LA Knight have a match to be number 1 contender, and then Damian Priest interferes. That's a Fatal 4-Way I'm interested in.
What?
Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, Jacob Fatu.
Oh, so no solo. Okay.
I mean, you can throw Solo in there, that's fine.
Okay.
But I think the Solo stuff comes later. I think they might
Okay.
be pushing that off to... Again, that's another thing that I felt like was supposed to happen at Mania, but I feel like they might be pushing that to SummerSlam.
What? Jacob versus
Jacob and Solo.
Yeah, that I would watch the shit. I understand why we're off of Solo and people don't like Solo anymore. I am still on Solo. I enjoy watching Solo.
I understand why we moved off Solo. I do think we did it a little too fast.
Yeah.
Someone brought it up today, because there was the trend on Twitter for wrestling over the past week has been like, what's the funniest wrestling clip? And there were a lot of Solo ones, and like I did kind of come around SummerSlam and just be like, this guy is just funny.
Yeah.
Like, he is just like, once he found out that he couldn't own like the Roman Reigns threatening thing and started just kind of busting chops and being funny, he really started connecting very fast.
Yeah.
Like, it is... He does have a genuine...
Because, to be fair, like, he's not an intimidating-looking guy.
Yeah.
He is a very round and squishy man. And you'll never be... There has been one round and squishy guy that has ever been intimidating, ever, in wrestling.
Is it Keith Lee?
No, because Keith Lee never intimidated me.
Oh, okay.
I always thought Keith Lee was cool. But, like, you look at Roman. Roman is intimidating. If Roman is staring you down, you're bugging, right?
Yeah.
I think Andre is the only person I can feel that with.
Okay.
Because, like, Big Show is still round and squishy. Never scared of Big Show. Never intimidated by Big Show. But, like, Andre, it's like, oh, shit, it's Andre. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's part of just the mythical being of Andre, but like Solo was never going to be that.
Yeah, I agree. We moved on a little fast. I don't know if I would have given him a main event match at last year's SummerSlam, but like,
yeah,
him and Nia Jax. I both have this weird feeling of it doesn't matter how much of a fan I am of them. You kind of strapped your product to these two over the past year, and then just
dropped them,
left them off the WrestleMania card, like. And again, like, not everyone needs to be at Mania, but, like, you really, like, from SummerSlam to the end of the year, they were kind of your main event scene on SmackDown.
Yeah, it was like a overcorrection.
Yeah.
From the internet.
Speaking of things left off the Mania card, man, did the Street Profits, DIY, and Motor City Machine Guns just give management the middle finger.
Yeah, we should have that instead of what, the New Day and the Raiders?
Yeah, I would say New Day and the Raiders. As much as I love the New Day, like, the New Day and the Raiders, like, it just... Wow.
Yeah.
Beardless Tommaso Ciampa can't hurt you. He isn't real. Beardless Tommaso Ciampa. One of those matches that I feel like doesn't need words because of just how stellar it was.
Yeah.
Go search it out. Go watch it. It was a great time. Street Profits retained if you want the spoiler. So there were reports that we were doing a WWE draft at some point after Mania. There hasn't been an announcement for it, which there normally is by this point. And I feel like we might not be doing it. If you're doing a WWE draft, a lot of times you bring Fraxium up silently, and then you let their
debut be at the draft.
Yeah. And it's what I felt like they were doing with Roxanne when they weren't announcing her draft or her brand. But like they brought Fraxium up, and they were just like, they're on SmackDown now. And like I don't think we need a draft given that we just did this transfer window right before Mania anyway. So like I'm fine. But it does seem, unless they've, like, pushed it back to be, like, after SummerSlam or something, like...
Yeah, I'm all down to not do the draft.
Yeah, doing the transfer window, and then I heard we still plan on doing a draft after Mania, and I was like, oh. But that just feels like what that was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Is we're moving some pieces around. I still feel like some of those calls were really weird. Normally, trading superstars around and doing a draft is helpful to separate eternal feuders. Someone like Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. You know, those two always feel like they're going to be feuding, so you take the time to...
separate them, let them do something different.
It's like I feel like they're doing that with Gunther right now. They had him... I left that off there. Gunther killed Pat McAfee.
I did see that.
It was a great time. And I like Pat McAfee. Man, Gunther really is like the internet darling. Because, like, WWE keeps doing this stuff to make us hate Gunther, but the things they're having Gunther do... the internet just agrees with. Internet fucking hates Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
And they had him kill Pat McAfee. I was like, no, I like Pat McAfee. And I was like, this is good, like, solid heel stuff for Gunther. Gives him a reason to be away. Like, does all this other stuff. And then the internet's just like, greatest superstar of all time.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. Gunther in the Rollins Heyman thing sounds like something I would love to see. I would love for that to happen. Oh my gosh.
Big shout out to that segment just in general. I really liked... because Pat's boys were there in attendance.
Yeah.
And they brought out fake security to hold them back because they were trying to jump over. Like, it sold it to me.
Yeah.
Sold it to me a lot. Him and Pat going to the trainer's room and them giving Michael Cole a silently badass moment, not even silently, of Pierce telling Cole, I got Joe Tess out there, I'll get Barrett out there, like, go home even intact. And Cole just being like, no.
I'm going back out there.
I'm going back out. I'm not going to let
He's not going to fear me. I saw that. I was like, that's badass.
And
I
was
love
just
Michael
like,
Cole.
fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's rumors saying that this might be an excuse to move Gunther over to SmackDown. And again, how do you keep Gunther from just going right back after Jey Uso?
Moving to SmackDown.
And I don't even hate that. Like, Gunther versus Jacob Fatu, and then Solo screwing to get Jacob over.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want that, but...
Gunther versus.
Yes. That's what I want. Yeah. I don't know if I want him against Jacob Fatu, but I want him to do something. I think we should take Gunther away from the Samoans. Let's let him do something else with the rest of the planet.
He had one bad match with one of them.
No, that's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying because it was bad. It's just, let's let him dangle around in a different circle.
That's all I have that I could think of from the wrestling. I watched some AEW, but we don't need to talk about that. We need to talk about one thing. AEW match of the week. Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight versus the Young Bucks.
You were talking about this for a little bit. Or the last show, I think.
I talk about Kevin Knight a lot.
Yeah, no, I remember, what was it, Speedball?
I talk about Speedball Mike Bailey. It was, these were They were both on the Dynasty card, and they were both in one of my standout matches from Dynasty. This was just on Dynamite. It was a good time. They are bringing that Death Rider story back around to me a little bit, in that now it feels like that the roster is taking them seriously, which was a problem. Samoa Joe leads the Ops, and the Ops were opposing them, and that's why they're called the Ops. Great name, Tony. They took the trios titles from them, and Moxley, who was like incensed because he was the one who lost the match, challenged Joe to an actual like title match, which Joe's probably gonna lose. But at least this time, unlike every other title match, unlike every other Death Rider's title feud before, they came out to like waste, and then Swerve comes out looking like he's going to fucking murder someone, and then the Elite comes out to help, and then they're backing away, and then Kenny Omega comes out, and like, yes, the former world champions, some would say the bastions of AEW, are actually here to fight off this nonsense. This should have been the case
a while ago.
Yeah, but like, we're doing it now, and that's great. If you keep doing this, I can stand with this story to All In, which is probably where it's ending, hopefully. If this doesn't end with Ospreay or Hangman, probably Ospreay, but I'll accept Hangman, beating Jon Moxley at All In for the title, I will be incensed. Do not wait until this man gets off this mountain.
Bro, it is so funny to go back and listen to the episodes and how it's like every time we go to finish an AEW segment, do not wait for this dude to get off of this damn mountain.
The funny part I feel like is I remember a lot of those. It was almost like you thought I was joking.
Yeah, the first one was like, what are you talking about?
And then it gets brought up and you're like, wait, he's actually on the mountain. Yes!
Why?
That's all the wrestling I got.
That's all the wrestling you got?
I'm not trying to take up this episode with wrestling.
Okay.
Do we care about the Oblivion remake?
It's good.
Cool.
I've been watching my friends play it. They're streaming it in the Discord, and it looks good.
I didn't even know
Oblivion's, in my opinion, the best Elder Scrolls.
I didn't even know it was out. I just knew it was.
I didn't know it was coming out either till the day it dropped. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll never play it.
See, apparently that was the day it dropped. I thought that was a reveal trailer, and I was like, oh, cool. But apparently that was a drop. I'm learning just now, live, in person. I didn't know that it was out. You just told me that it was
out. Oh, yeah, it's been out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you what day it was, but there was a day where I was like, "Oh, everybody playing Oblivion." That's cool.
I guess that trailer coming out was the launch trailer, not the
I guess.
reveal. So, I don't know. Like
I'm not big on the remakes unless it's like really a game that's really close to my heart. If it's a remake of a game made before 2005 or 6, well, I guess that would be Oblivion.
Yeah, it would be.
I guess then let me just say. It has to be a game really close to my heart. I like Oblivion. I think it's the best one. It's not super close to my heart. I'm not really big into those types of games, so like I'm just not going to play the remaster. I'm trying to think the last remaster I played, and it might have been the Mega Man Collection, which really isn't a remaster.
Didn't you play the... I don't know if you played the Spyro one. I assume you played the Crash one.
I did not.
You did not?
I did not know.
Really?
I played Crash 4.
Okay.
I do know that the Crash remakes are good. I just have beaten Crash 1, 2, and 3 so many times. Like, I'm sure I would enjoy it. I don't know if I'm going to play through and finish them. Because I was 100%er for the Crash 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lie. I played the CTR remake.
That's right.
The Crash Team Racing. No, the Crash... What was it? Oh my god. It's Crash Nitro Kart, and then Crash Team Racing, and then Tag Team Racing. Yeah. So, it was a CTR remake. I played the CTR remake, and I love that. I didn't like the microtransactions, which I think is generally the only bad thing about that game. But that's the best kart racer I've ever played. So.
It is wild that I bought it, the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, the remake, and I really just never played it.
It's very good. All I hear is very good things about it. It's probably better than the originals.
I got the Spyro Reignited trilogy too, and I never played it.
Yeah, that's the one I don't care about.
I still never those types of games too, right? The collectible.
No, because kind of. I played the Spyros as a kid. I just never ever thought it was better than Crash.
Yeah.
But I understand they're fun. Like I'll never say they're not fun. I just don't.
Maybe I'll add them to my docket and I'll play them and give an actual review. Because I think the only Crash game I played was one of the Game Boy ones.
Yeah. I just want Skylanders again, but like just like different, like an actual like Amiibos and that are like that just sounds like money making machine. Let's just make the game fun. Just make the game challenging. Give me an adult Skylanders, I'll play it.
Didn't we used to collect Pops?
Yes. What are you saying? What are you trying to...
Just the money, you being like, I mean, it just feels like a money-making scheme. And it's the same
No,
thing.
I meant to say like a machine. Like a machine to print money is to just make a game like that. Yeah. Like, because I'll buy all the shit. If you get me hooked and the game is good, I'll play the shit out of it. I'm just at a point now where I'm not a kid, and a bad game I know is a bad game. Yeah. Not to say Skylanders is a bad game, it was just a kiddie, very easy game. The game's hard, and like I'll fucking play the shit out of it.
I want... This is a weird segue, but you talk about game difficulty. I want a variance difficulty option in the WWE games. Because, like...
Yes, I just want that setting in every game ever.
But, like, to give, like, a specific of what I mean, and I think you understand what I mean, but, like, to give the specific on it, I was playing Universe Mode, and I was playing Superstar Mode in Universe Mode. You just pick a Superstar and you kind of play through a season or something. It's not very in-depth, but it can be nice, and there's, like, options and stuff. And... it just shouldn't be... And I have my shit turned all the way up to Legend difficulty because I play it so often, I'm just that in tune with it. Karrion Kross should not be as hard as Gunther.
Yeah.
And their overalls really don't mean shit. And I want variance, and I love Karrion Kross, but like he's just the one that I faced last night that I was like, why is it as hard to defeat you as it was Gunther or Seth Rollins? Like, I was playing the same as Andy if you were curious. Like, I want some variance difficulties. Like, oh, the match on Raw against a mid-carder's not going to be as hard as the title match in the main event of a pay-per-view. Like, yeah, there's levels to this. And while in exhibition, I have no problem with it being Legend every time because I'm normally only doing big matches to whatever nonsense I have going on in my head. Something like that should be varianced. And I know that they know that because the My Rise stuff is all varianced.
Yeah.
So.
But, I don't know. But yeah, I want that option in every game ever.
So the NFL announced a new uniform plan. Did you hear about this? The rivalry uniforms?
No, I don't.
So they announced. I was hoping you knew.
No, I've been locked into the draft. I haven't cared anything else.
So Nike and NFL launched rivalry program with new uniforms and fan gear inspired by communities. It doesn't matter what money grabbing scheme these uniforms are. Me and you just like I feel like that's one thing that we just have in common.
We are uniform enjoyers.
We like uniforms. We like jerseys.
Yes.
We'd like to talk about them. We would like to have opinions. So the first ones will debut in the 2026 season. The first wave of participating teams will be the AFC East and the NFC West, with every year getting 2 conferences until we have them all.
Divisions.
Yes.
And what did you say? It was the AFC East and the NFC West?
Yes.
So the Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals, and Rams, and then the Patriots, Bills, Jets, and Dolphins.
Nice job. So yeah, there will be rivalry games, and those will be the sites for these uniforms. I have been told that they will be very reminiscent of Color Rush uniforms, and if that's the case, I'm a big fan of the Color Rush uniforms.
The Color Rush uniforms are good.
So
some of them aren't, but most of them usually are really good.
This is just me as a person. You can go out there in shit-ass green and mustard yellow, and if you're covered head to toe, I'm probably going to have a good time.
Yeah.
Like, there's just something about it.
Yeah,
I agree, there's good options and then there's bad options, but, like...
I think I only feel that because the Bears Color Rush uniforms haven't really been all that great, like, ever. So, sometimes they're alright. Like, I just... You say Color Rush, first team I think of is the Seahawks. The Seahawks always have the best Color Rush uniform. Because they get that neon green, and they just look good. I want to say the Bears have an all-orange one, maybe?
So, I want you to know that I was going to pull this up and be like, well, you're wrong because these look cool. Yeah, they kind of look ass.
Yeah, like our Color Rush uniforms are never really that great.
It looks like they had one that was all blue and one that was all orange.
Yeah, the all-orange one I think is the only one I kind of liked, and I didn't like it as like a concept, like just seeing it, but seeing it in motion, it looked better. But
yeah, I like uniforms.
Yeah.
I like...
Color Rush is a hit and miss, but maybe this will be different and it'll just be all hits.
Yeah, I hope it's more Color Rush and less City Connect.
I hope it's more throwback than anything.
That could be.
That's what I want more. I would love to see Pat the Patriot uniforms going up against the like classic Bills uniforms, or like the OG Jets. Oh, I love the old Jet uniforms. They were so good.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they did.
Oh, the green Jets uniforms are so good.
Wouldn't mind if they did something more like the NHL's reverse retro. They were really cool.
Okay.
More like, not to shit on the MLB City Connects, or even, what's the NBA one, City Connects too, or did they have a different
they're just the city jerseys. I don't think they call them City Connect, but it's just the city jerseys.
Yeah, like, some of them are hits, some of them are misses, some of the reverse retro felt cool, that even the bad ones, it felt like we were going somewhere with them, that was cool, and like...
You can see the vision.
Yeah, the bad City Connects ones just feel bad.
Yeah.
And the Creamsicle Giants jerseys.
People hate the Creamsicle Buccaneers jerseys, and I love them. I love those jerseys. I think it's because I like the helmets. I like the guy with the knife in his mouth on the side of their helmet.
Did I tell you what the deal was with the Giants City Connect ones, the Creamsicle jerseys?
Yeah, I feel like I remember.
Yeah, their theming, the thing that they themed around was the city's fog.
Yes, that's what
Fucking ridiculous. And they have new ones that look like a vape shop, but I'm kind of into it because it's supposed to be inspired by San Francisco's music scene. And it's like, that's fine. It can look like a vape shop because, to be honest, that's who's it's supposed to appeal to.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them. Give me 10. I'll take a large. So, Tanner, were you drafted by the NFL this week?
I was.
Oh, no.
I went in the 82nd round.
Oh, God.
I was drafted by the Washington Sentinels. And I'm going to be playing with Shane Falco this weekend.
There you go.
That's a movie reference you won't get.
No, I will not.
No. But, draft happened.
It did?
I don't know where to start. So I'm going to start by making fun of every team in the NFL.
Okay. No, I'm here for this. Let's go.
Okay. So...
Ring the bell.
We're going to start with the biggest offenders, right? The New York Giants.
I love... They are the biggest offenders.
I love...
Well, maybe not the biggest.
Their first pick. Abdul Carter at 3. In my opinion, best player in the draft. Going to be a fantastic edge option. Whether you play him, you move him back to off ball, or you let him stay on the edge. Taking him kind of puts Kayvon Thibodeau basically off the team. I don't know what you do with him. You run a rotation, but I think you could probably get something for Kayvon Thibodeau instead of just running him in a rotation. New York made 2 first-round picks this weekend. Or not this weekend, on Thursday. And they traded back up into the first round in front of no team that was ever going to take a quarterback to draft a quarterback. Now, I understand that they traded back up into the first round in front of teams that weren't going to take a quarterback to take a quarterback because you're blocking other teams that still needed a quarterback from trading up to get a quarterback. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Was this a bad decision or a good decision?
It is a good, in theory, it is a fine decision.
Okay, yeah, because that trade back up. That did make sense to me.
The fact that the quarterback taken was not Shedeur Sanders and was Jackson Dart, I think is the issue. Not that I think, I know. And people say that it wasn't that much. I think it ended up being like a 3 and a... It was their second round pick and then a third rounder next year and then I think a later round and like 101, pick 101. Whatever it was, right? But it wasn't that much to move up. I get it. Jackson Dart is not going to be that guy. And I would have rather just not taken him and rolled with, you have Russell Wilson. Now, I understand you want your guy to learn behind Russell Wilson. But I don't know if I necessarily need to give up an extra third-round pick to go get Jackson Dart. But whatever. I'm just going to get right to it because I'm really upset about it. My best quarterback in the draft was Shedeur Sanders. I don't know if you know this, but Shedeur Sanders went in the 5th round.
I didn't know when he went. I know he got taken by the Browns, right?
Yes. The 5th round.
Yeah, so
That's crazy.
very late on.
This guy was projected to be a first, a possible first to almost guaranteed second round guy. Mel Kiper Jr., who I don't like, had him as the best quarterback in the draft. That is the only thing I think I've ever agreed with Mel Kiper on. That guy was the best quarterback in the draft. Now, people like Cam Ward, they like the big athletic guy who can do more, whatever. In my personal opinion, I've seen plenty of those guys come into the NFL and not work out. But the guys who stay around, whether or not they start and become franchise players or they're the journeyman quarterback and stay around, are the guys who are accurate. Shedeur Sanders set a college football record, or an FBS record, for accuracy. He hit 74% of his throws or something. It's 74.8, or maybe 73.8, but I'm almost precise. It's one of those two numbers, right? There were, I want to say he was either the 5th quarterback taken, or there were 5 quarterbacks taken in front of him.
Okay, so he was either 5th or 6th quarterback.
Yes. None of those guys are better than him. If you want to argue Cam Ward, fine. But I'm not. I disagree.
And Cam Ward was drafted first overall.
First overall.
Tennessee?
Yes, Tennessee Titans had the first overall pick. They took Cam Ward. I'm going to get into conspiracy talk. Okay. And I hate doing that. And you know I hate doing it because I hate the football conspiracy guys. I think there was a hit put out on Shedeur Sanders. I think the GMs came together and were like, nobody's taking this guy. We're not going to take him. We're going to prove a point that if you want to be loud and you want to be boisterous and you want to act like you're better than you are or whatever, you won't get taken and you'll hurt your draft stock. Because, Zach, there is absolutely no footballing reason that guy went behind Dylan Gabriel and Jalen Milroe. Those guys are not nearly on the same level of prospect. And that guy was taken 2 rounds after Dylan Gabriel. And the only reason why I really feel this way, it's only solidified it to me, that the team that took Dylan Gabriel was the Cleveland Browns. So they took 2 quarterbacks. It only seems to me that they're like, everybody, don't take him until after the 4th. Once the 4th is over, make him a guaranteed day 3 guy, because it's the first round on Thursday, 2nd and 3rd on, Friday, and Saturday, I believe, is 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Or maybe it's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. No, I think it is just 2nd and 3rd on that Friday, and then 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th on the Saturday. They had to guarantee that he was going to be a day 3 guy. There's no footballing reason. And I can, the Dion thing.
Yes, you were correct the first time.
Yeah.
1 on Thursday, 2 and 3 on Friday, 4 to 7 on Saturday.
Yeah. I don't, I understand the Dion thing and you think maybe it's a distraction or whatever. I don't get the Deion Sanders hate. Because, I can get the not liking the loud, boisterous guy who doesn't really have any results. It's like the LeVar Ball thing. It's like, yeah, LeVar Ball now has kind of been LeVar Ball was a dad of these 3 kids that played college basketball. Lonzo Ball, LiAngelo Ball, and LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball is a star in Charlotte, their franchise player. Lonzo Ball is a great point guard in the NBA that has moved around, but if you have Lonzo Ball as your starting point guard, you're happy. You know what I'm saying? And then LiAngelo Ball got into some legal trouble or whatever. He failed out. Now he's a musician, right? He always said all 3 of his boys were going to make the NFL or whatever, and people were pissed off at him for forever because he would get on and say, I beat Michael Jordan 1-on-1 in his prime, and just saying a bunch of bull, right? Deion doesn't do that, and Deion has all of the, Deion has an argument to be the greatest defensive player to ever play the game of football. Yeah, I think, genuinely, it is an argument between him and Lawrence Taylor, and I don't think anybody else is close. I don't think there's any linebacker that's close, I don't think there's any lineman, any other corner, safety, nobody. Those 2 are Lawrence Taylor shut the game down, and Deion Sanders made it so that you couldn't throw the ball to one side of the field. That guy has the prowess, right? Then he went on to go coach college football. Jackson State, they were really bad. Then he went there turned them into a winning program. Left there, went to Colorado. Colorado was 1-9 or 1-8 the year before he got there. The year he got there, I think they ended up winning 3 or 4 games or whatever, ended up being like 3-6 or 3, whatever it was. And this year they were in a bowl game. They won enough game. Like there was a point where they were ranked. I want to say 13th was the highest they ranked in the college football rankings, and they were on. They almost made the college football playoff, which is a big fucking deal. The guy is a good coach. He turns around. I can't understand hating Deion Sanders when he says he's going to do something, he does it. If he just talks and then nothing happens, I have no problem hating people that just talk and nothing happens. But he has the proof.
Yeah.
And I think it's really sad what happened to him, to Shedeur. I also believe what happened to his other son, Shiloh, who was in the draft, I think was also really sad. Because, and I could be wrong, as soon as the draft ended, one of the first people signed was Shiloh Sanders. He got a contract with the Buccaneers. I think Shiloh should have been drafted. Now, I don't think he was a top 3-round pick, but I think if Shiloh Sanders is there in the 6th and 7th and you need a safety, there's no reason not to. But I feel bad for Shedeur and Shiloh. I think, and it's like I genuinely feel bad because they were brought down because of his dad and the antics. But I genuinely feel like all the antics and all the hype was justified. And then he went from a 1st-round quarterback to a 5th-round selection. And I think that sucks for him. And this only looks worse on the rest of the NFL if going in the Browns training camp, Shedeur Sanders wins that job. But we'll see.
I can't find anything that gives all of the things for Shiloh Sanders in the same headline is goes undrafted, signs with Buccaneers. Like it's all in the same headline, so it's really hard to even try to find the timetable there.
Oh yeah. I was. It's the first one I saw after the draft ended. It was like, so he obviously there's plenty of people that can get drafted.
Yeah,
and because teams will call guys that are when it's the 7th round, be like, we're not going to pick you here, but we do want to talk to you. We want to get you signed. We're going to give you a contract as soon as the thing. They make those calls.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if he got 32 calls during the 7th round. We're not going to take you, but we're going to offer you a contract. Whatever. I just feel bad for those kids, man, because they worked really hard, and I think they were both draftable players. Now, the one did, but I don't think... I forget how bad the NFL is and how corrupt it is until something like this happens, because I'm like, there's no way he falls out of the 1st round. I was like, he's the best quarterback available. I was like, he's less athletic, and you're going to bet on the upside of Cam Ward more if you want, but the accurate guys succeed in the NFL. So I didn't understand it, and I feel bad for him.
I understand pride. I'm in the sports circles. I understand pride and all that stuff. But, it's wild that even, all of the talk and everything for him to go up there, for Deion to go up there and be like, I'm going to deliver you my children, and they're all going to be. And then to do it, here are top prospects. How are they not? I understand pride, but still,
Yeah, it's... I don't know. So... that didn't affect me as a Bears fan.
Well, when you got
I haven't shared with you how my draft night went.
When you got Seth Rollins making your draft picks, that's gotta not bother you then.
Well, that wasn't the first night.
It was not the first.
So the first night, I'm sitting there with my dad and our buddy D. And he's an Eagles fan, and my dad's a Commanders fan.
Can I actually ask a quick question about the Eagles real quick?
Yes.
We traded up with the Chiefs.
Yes, you traded up one pick. You get yet again, somehow, the Eagles finagle going up one pick in the 1st round by giving up a little shitty 5th round pick, just like you did with the Bears 2 years ago. And you gave up, I genuinely think it is just one 5th round pick to go up one and get this guy who is, what I thought, was the best linebacker in the draft. And somehow he, again, fell all the way down to you guys. I wanted to save this for later, but I'm going to let it off now.
Okay.
I don't know how the Eagles just luck in. It's the Eagles and the Ravens who always just... The Ravens never have to trade. The Ravens just luck into the best player in the draft just by sitting at their pick. And they always are just like, okay, we'll just take the best guy available. Oh, this guy who probably is a top 5 talent, but maybe just didn't go because other people needed other positions. And now he's here at 27, we'll take him. And then the Eagles always finagle just enough to not have to give up hardly anything to move up to get the guy they want. It makes me so mad.
So I have a question real quick, and then you can give your... Actually, well, I have 2 questions. And then you can give your Browns whinging. Or not Browns, your Bears whinging. My bad. The same color, same area. They're practically the same team.
Yeah.
They're both cities that start with C. And the team starts with B. Anyway, and their main color is orange. It's not the point. Which is wild, because one of them is the brown. First question is this. Do we think the Chiefs would have taken him if they went 31st instead? Or do you think we still get the same pick if we're 32?
No, I don't think the Chiefs would have taken him, but I think you trade up with the Chiefs to guarantee that nobody else does.
Okay.
Because this guy was like, how do I say this? I wouldn't have been shocked if I traded up for him. I wouldn't have been shocked if the Bears wanted to trade up for him if, he's a good, athletic, very talented linebacker, and teams need those.
Yeah.
So you trade up with the Chiefs just to make sure nobody else does.
Okay, so you're making sure that no one else can slide into that 31
in front
spot.
of you. Yeah.
I understand. Okay, that makes sense. The other question has nothing to do with this draft. You were just talking about you don't know how these teams luck into the best players. Would we not consider? This is my don't know ball knowledge, but given that it's the one name that I hear thrown around a lot that I believe would have been drafted last year or maybe the year before, is Jaden Daniels not the best draft in his class or not considered to be by this point?
Oh, Jaden Daniels, the Washington quarterback.
Yeah. Given that he was drafted and then took his team to the NFC.
No, because I think there's been rookies that have gone to the Super Bowl before. Okay, so you're asking me is Jaden Daniels not the best player from his class?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that depends. If I get a 7th round guy who's a starter, is that better than what Jaden Daniels did? A guy who really shouldn't play.
Yeah,
It's if you're gonna argue value, because Jaden Daniels, I want to say, got picked at 3.
It would have been something.
He's a top 5 pick. You kind of expect top 5 picks to change your franchise. Now, I will definitely say he definitely went over what we thought he was going to do, especially when Caleb Williams went 1, and the Bears didn't make the playoffs. But Washington, who picked, I want to say 2 or 3 picks after us, did.
Number 2. He was number 2 overall.
He was 2, right? Okay, yeah.
Damn, they were that bad.
Trying to...
It's just, it's not a response, but it was something that came to my mind when you had mentioned the Ravens and the Eagles somehow getting the best player in the draft.
It's...
That just feels like the standout of I feel like the player I keep hearing about from that year is Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, well, it's because he did the most impressive thing.
Yeah.
Easily, yeah. With a team that nobody expected to be as good as they were.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate that opinion.
Okay.
I think without really looking back at the draft class, I would probably say yes. You definitely want Offensive Rookie of the Year. So, yeah, I think it would probably be pretty easy to say that.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like the NFL draft is much more important than the MLB draft, which feels like a crapshoot every year. Do you know why that guy... I'm pointing out my Pirates jersey. You know why that guy is so impressive?
What?
Paul Skeens is such a big deal because he is actually a first-round draft... A number 1 overall draft pick, by the way, who actually immediately turned out amazing. And they just don't anymore. They get added to the farm system like everyone else and go through. But he actually turned out... It isn't, but it is a fucking shame the way that the MLB contracts work out because he has to wait a total of 6 or 7 years before he can even think about going to another team. Not about getting paid, going to another team. He can demand, after 3 years, he can demand more money from the Pirates if he wants to.
Okay.
But he cannot go to another team until he enters... It's post-arbitration, but I don't remember what it's actually. It's something like active MLB contract or something like that. And then he can field offers from every other team. It's why Ohtani had to sit with the Angels for so long. Because they were the ones who were willing to pull him in and then he has to wait out all that time. And then he can field the biggest offer ever from the Dodgers, which is probably what he's going to end up doing. The Dodgers or someone else is going to offer Paul Skeens a fuck ton of money, and he's going to take it because he's probably the best pitcher in the league.
Yeah.
I'm going to now step back on baseball, and you can have your Bears rant, but I want you and I want all of them to know next week I'm coming for fucking everyone in MLB. I have held back because of wrestling, which is my first true sports love.
Yeah.
But I have been infuriated, and I'm coming for everyone's necks. And I don't care what team is doing. If the Phillies could win every game between now and then, I'm still coming for everyone because I am furious. But go ahead and talk about the Bears.
So
talk about your shit franchise.
So I had a short list of players that I wanted as a Bears fan. Going into every draft, it's like, you're probably not going to get the guy you want.
Unless you're in the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I guess. Unless you're not in the top 2 picks, you're probably not going to get the guy you want.
Yeah.
So my short list was Will Campbell, Ashton Genty, Kelvin Banks Jr., Armand Membu, and then a guy I didn't really want, but if all my guys were gone, I would want Tyler Warren. Will Campbell's a tackle out of LSU. I just fell in love with him through his interviews. Ashton Genty was the best running back in college football last year. Kelvin Banks Jr., I think, is an amazing tackle. Armand Membu, I think, is just a genetic freak on the offensive line.
And he's not normal.
Yeah. He is the big bad booty daddy. And then Tyler Warren is the best tight end in the draft and is very electric. And he's just a great offensive weapon. So we get to 9. Well, okay, let me start here. We get to 4. Patriots. They take Will Campbell. First one gone. I really didn't think he'd make it that long. Or I didn't think he'd make it to us. But sucked to see him go at 4. He goes. 4. I said, shit. We get to number 6. Ashton Genty goes to the Raiders. Yeah, if we didn't trade up at 5, I knew we weren't going to get him. It is what it is. Armand Membu goes either 6 or 7. I was very sad about that. Another very good offensive lineman. And then at 9, Kelvin Banks Jr. goes. Another great tackle out of Texas. Like, when the pick right before, Saints were at 9, we were at 10. I'm like, well, that sucks. And I do think Membu was at 7, because if I remember correctly, Teteroa McMillan was 8. And then Kelvin Banks was 9. And then at 10, I'm like, all right, tight end, I guess, is one of our positions of need. There's been talks that we want a tight end. I'm like, we get Tyler Warren, I'll be happy. Now, I'm going to say this now, because watching the draft, I didn't look at any tight end other than Tyler Warren. I did no research on anybody but Tyler Warren. So, when I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, just say Tyler Warren and let's move on. It is what it is. I don't want to take a tight end at 10, but it is what it is. We're sitting there, and I'm like, all right. And guys out there is like, and with the 10th pick in the NFL draft, in the 2025 NFL draft, the Bears select, and as he's saying the Bears select, I say Tyler Warren, and he said Colston Loveland. Dead silence in the room for about 3 seconds, and then I just go, who the fuck is that guy?
I mean, it says Michigan player here, so like,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
they could have taken someone that wasn't from a Big Ten conference.
And you know what Michigan was this year?
Probably
ass. There was furniture moving in the basement when they made this pick. I cussed out Ryan Poles. I said, fire everybody already. I hate it. And then one of the guys on the NFL Network, he said, well, I had Tyler Warren and Colston Loveland right next to each other in talent. And my dad's like, well, he said they're right next to each other. I said, I don't give a damn. I ain't heard of this guy. I was losing my mind. Now, in retrospect, it was a Ben Johnson pick for his system. It is the exact opposite way I think about drafting. I am always take the best player available. I don't care if he fits the system or not.
I think it depends.
And that is true. That is true.
If you're picking 10, you should take the best player available.
Yes. I think no matter what, you take the best player available because the system changes. If you're a bad team, your system changes every 2-3 years because the coach leaves. So I will never ever subscribe to picking especially in the Bears situation, picking for a system because we churn out coaches every 3 years. So you take the best player. Now, if Jim Harbaugh is my coach, or John Harbaugh, or Andy Reid, or Sean McVay, or somebody who's been there for a decade, fine, pick a system guy. Because you believe in your head coach, and he'll be there for a while. He's not on the hot seat. That's fine.
But again, those guys are probably picking 31st.
They're picking 26th.
They pick 32nd, not 31st. But
like, they're not picking 10th.
Yeah. They're not. They don't
just
have
take the best guy available.
Crop of players available to them.
Colston, I think, will be fine. And I wouldn't be shocked to see Tyler Warren have gaudy numbers in Indianapolis. He went 4 picks later.
Yeah, I see. It was my fault for I looked it up because I wanted to see the draft list when you were short, and I saw where the names were at, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have looked it up because he's about to have a full moon about this one. And it's like I reach up and turn the game down a little bit.
I was very upset. Now, the rest of the draft happened.
I can tell you're still very upset.
I'm actually not.
Okay.
We had two second round picks. We actually had 3. We traded up for one guy. And I actually like all of our picks in the first 2 rounds. Like, as much as Colston Loveland pissed me off, like, I'm never going to be hype about a tight end. And then the only one that you could have got me to be fine with was Tyler Warren. Colston Loveland looks like a good player. I think the other problem is I like our current tight end, Cole Kmet. And I think this is, like, we're going to run some 12 personnel. Maybe Cole stays, but I think it kind of is the writing on the wall that Cole Kmet's going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Our second pick was Luther Burden. Now, the wide receiver of the class this year was not that good.
The third.
Luther Burden the third, yeah, but Luther Burden. Luther Burden the second and the first are not in the NFL right now, so he's Luther Burden to me.
You gotta give the respect of the men that gave what they gave, all right?
I thought he was a top 3 receiver in the draft, and he fell to the second round. I'm happy. I was ecstatic with the pick. So that made me very happy with Luther Burden. I think Ozzie Trapillo has a chance to be a starter. He's also very good. Shamar Turner was a pick I actually really liked. And then 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. 4th, 5th, and 7th are kind of whatever. I don't have strong feelings about him. I thought Ruben Hippolyte was, I don't want to say early, but I didn't necessarily understand it. I don't want to say I didn't necessarily understand it, but like, I guess it was what it was. The one guy I like is Za Frazier, cornerback out of Texas San Antonio. He is purely just a speed freak at corner, and I would love for us to turn him into something. Because I feel like in the later rounds, you kind of just take the athletic freaks, and hopefully you can drill the football into their brain. So hopefully we can do that, because this guy was a genetic freak, and he has a 33% chance. He ran like a 4.36, not a 4.28.
Which one are we talking about?
4.26. He ran a 20-yard shuffle. I'm thinking about the 40-yard dash. I'm talking about Za Frazier.
Okay, I am on him right now.
Yeah, I liked him. I hope he's good. He's a big corner too. He's 6'3".
Nice. So
I'm looking. I'm feeling positive about it. Is all. And yeah, I actually don't hate the Bears draft. I'm quite happy with it.
And that was a compensatory pick.
Yes.
I still don't know what that means, but that's what it said.
It's the guys who lose so many people in free agency. They're giving more picks in the draft. Yeah. And I think that was a pick we traded for. We did a bunch of trading on draft night, like Ryan Poles does. He loves to move around the board in the mid rounds. But again, Ryan Poles, I don't like him. He's made too many bad decisions for me to just let him off on some of the other ones. To like fine decisions. I genuinely still think he's done more bad than good. But, like, it's fine. He was GMing in the first couple of years he was there, like we were a winning team. Like, trading 4 people at the trade deadline, like it was going to make us push for anything, and then we ended up with the first pick. So, and given it wasn't our first pick, it was Carolina. But we still, I think we ended up picking 8th that year anyway. Or 9th. We'll get 1 spot better. But I don't know. The Bears are a mess. We'll see. Hopefully going in to next year we'll be fine. We'll figure it out. Like, the Luther Burden pick I think is perfect because I told you during free agency I'm looking for a 3rd wide receiver. And the guy I wanted was like Stephon Diggs, and I don't know how comfortable they would have been being a 3rd option. Luther Burden is a rookie. You put him in the slot, he's the 3rd guy. He's perfect in that role. And I think he actually suits that role better than all the guys that were available, and now I understand why we didn't go for him. So I'm very happy with that. I'm actually more happy with him than like trading for like a Tyreek Hill or any of the other wide receiver options that were available. So I'm happy. We do 12-man's personnel where we have the 2 tight ends. You have DJ and Roma Dunze on the outside, Luther Burden in the slot. Our only problem area right now, I would say, is probably running back, but I actually don't hate DeAndre Swift is our current running back. Had him last year. I think he started off very bad. He was like the worst running back in the league in the first like 3 weeks. I genuinely think he was averaging like 0.3 yards a carry. I remember seeing that stat at some point. But then he figured it out and he started playing better. And I think behind the better offensive line we're going to have this year, he'll be serviceable. Now, if we trade for a running back or we go for a running back next year, that'll be we'll see. But I don't know. But I'm happy with the Bears. I don't think anybody made egregiously bad decisions. I don't think there were any like crazy reaches or overdrafts. There wasn't anything that I thought was a dumb pick. Like, I don't remember any dumb picks. Other than Jackson Dart. I guess Jackson Dart is the one. The Giants trade up for Jackson Dart makes no sense to me. And I want to congratulate Falcons fans on finally taking defensive players in the first round when they haven't had a defense since 2015. I'm happy you guys finally spent some capital. Now, Zach, not only did they take a defensive player in the first round, they took him with their first pick, then traded back up into the first round to take another defensive player. Congratulations to the Falcons for finally doing something on the defensive side of the ball. Defensive front, specifically.
I'd like to apologize for my earlier comments about the MLB draft. We normally get about at least 1 star a draft. He was ridiculously fast. Like, he was drafted in 2024 type shit. Like he got drafted and then he started pitching for the Pirates and he just kills people and it's great. But, like, the Phillies' Alec Boehm was selected in the 2018 draft and he was an all-star last year. So, like, it's not like we don't get players from it.
Yeah.
It's just because MLB's trading system is so different. And I'm so used to the MLB's trading system that I was like, what do you mean they drafted Jaden Daniels and then he was starting?
Yeah.
Like, it's no, that works for us. We might not see those names again for 3 years at the earliest. That's early. 3 years is early.
Yeah. But I have a just small understanding of baseball. But speaking of another game that starts with a B and ends in ball. Basketball. You're looking at me like you have no idea what I'm talking about.
I thought you were going to say bocce ball.
No. The NBA playoffs have started.
Yes.
And they're going. We're almost done the first round. I think there's only been one team to clinch a series so far, unless something has happened. No, because I don't think there's any games that can end a series until tonight at like 7. But OKC have won their series. They beat the Grizzlies. They swept them. And then we have a bunch of 3-1s, and I think we have 1-2-2. And the New York Knicks are a 3-1 team, and we are up 3-1 over Detroit. The Lakers might go out in the first round. They are down 3-1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Pacers are up 3-1 to the Bucks, and I think they can eliminate them tonight. I believe the Warriors are up either 2-1 or 3-1 on the Rockets. And I think they play tonight. So I think they might play tonight, and they're up 2-1. But I'm very excited. Everything is going basically how I thought it was. I think the only one that I was shocked about is the Timberwolves one, because I just thought Luka Doncic would carry that team through. Cleveland can end their series tonight. That's it. Cleveland could sweep the Heat. Yeah, Celtics are up 3-1. Everybody else is up 3-1 except for the Rockets and Warriors, because that's what's tied. The Nuggets and Clippers are tied at 2-2, which that was what I thought was going to be the best series of the round, and it has been. And tomorrow we're back in the Garden playing Game 5 to beat the Pistons. So I'm happy and excited.
So all your guys are still in the first rounds, too?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the longest round.
Yeah. Just the in general, the fact that the first round's still going on, because there are other playoffs that are happening right now. The Stanley Cup playoffs are also in progress. We're in similar standing. We're all still in our first rounds. Some of them might end tonight. Toronto could get the last win. They're all best-of-7 series games. Washington could end it. Carolina could end it. I would like Carolina to not end it and New Jersey win. That would be cool, but like my main dog's not in the fight, but like I'll sit here and I'll watch the Devils lose probably. But like the Western Conference, it's 2-2s all the way down. So we're probably in it for the long haul. I've been so out of this season, I can't even tell you who I think would win it. Our defending champions are here, so it could be them. I think our last 2 Stanley Cup holders are in this, so it could come down to Vegas and Florida again. I don't think it will, but I haven't been paying that close attention to NHL like I tend to. Apparently, the Washington is randomly good, which is wild because the Capitals have been bad for so long. Kind of like the Commanders, just randomly.
Yeah,
they're on the top of their table.
Jaden Daniels even fixed their franchise too.
People in Washington realized they could like their team, and that could propel them. That's what Philly's known this whole time. I don't want to say it's a bit of a crapshoot because it isn't, but from what I understand, the teams that I'm used to being good aren't here. So, because there's been a dramatic shift over the past 2 years of the good teams now all of a sudden being bad. Like the Devils are bad. The Bruins aren't even in the playoffs. Like outside of the Golden Knights and the Panthers, the Panthers were like the Cinderella run last year, and like they've continued to be dominant. So, yeah, those are happening. I'll bring an update with wherever they're at next week, and maybe then I will have developed a favorite. It'll probably be Washington or Carolina, just because that's what jumped to my eye first. But you never know. Maybe I'll decide that Toronto needs to win a Stanley Cup for the first time in ages, given that team is also older than the NHL. But that's beside the point.
I have a controversial opinion.
Is it?
How many rounds are there in the Stanley Cup playoffs? Is it first, second, conference, and then finals?
Yes, first, second, conference, finals.
So it's set up just like the NBA. This is what I want. There's what I want, and then what I will concede to. Every round does not have to be a 7-game series.
I agree.
I think first and second round, 5-game series.
I like how baseball does it.
How do they do it?
So baseball's playoffs are set up a bit more like football, but they do series. Wild card's 3, and then division is 5, and then conference and World Series are 7.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't do the 3 because I don't think 3 is enough.
Yeah, that's just for the wild card though.
Because I'm fine. Because then I think if you do a 3, then you have to switch up home field. I am fine with doing 2 home, 2 away in a 5-game series.
Yeah.
And then the 5th game goes back to the higher seed.
Well,
that's why I would do 5 for the first and second round. I don't need to see Cleveland beat Miami 4-0. Like, make it 3-0, let's move on. I don't need a 7-game series, I think, in the first 2 rounds. But if you just want to do the first round, that's fine. Let's just knock that back down to 5 like it was back in the day. Because this is just like, bro, I don't care. I would have done 5-5, 7-7 is what I would have done. But
I think in the MLB, the wild card series, all 3 games are played at 1. I don't think they switch off. And I'm pretty sure it's whoever is seeded highest.
Yeah.
Now, it's rare that those series go 3 games.
Yeah.
So I don't remember for sure. The last one I remember paying attention to was Phillies and Marlins, and Phillies won it in 2.
Okay.
But I believe all 3 games were scheduled for Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah, I don't need 7 games in the
but
first 2
also,
rounds.
a divisional winner plays in the wild card series, so your 3 seed plays in wild card series because your first and second seeds get the bye.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, we have no buys in the NBA playoffs.
Yeah,
Everybody
we don't in
plays
the NHL playoffs either.
Yeah, no buys.
And then our wild card also switches.
I don't want to get into your. I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, in the NHL, I'll say it really quickly. In the NHL, your Western Conference wild cards play in the Eastern Conference playoffs, and vice versa. It's kind of stupid, but that is, for some reason, how it is. Maybe I'm off, and it actually has to do with maybe their wild card seeding is throughout the whole league. I don't think it is, but like maybe I'm off, and that's what it is. But I remember being weirded out because the Kraken were playing in the Eastern Conference playoffs, and they're a Western Conference team.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to do away with conferences altogether for seeding in the playoffs in every sport, but
I don't mind it.
I would just have the 16 best teams.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
I understand why you say that, and I get it, and I empathize with you. I disagree, but I understand. I get where you're coming from. I like having things broken down like that, especially because baseball is currently going through this thing where the American League just fucking sucks.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like they just suck.
Like the East
and
is
like
just bad.
that shouldn't happen in theory, but it does somehow. And like it's wild. There's like a division in the MLB right now. I promised that was going to be next episode. There's a division in the MLB right now that's like a complete bloodbath. Like everyone is super good. Like 3 out of the 5 teams are. It's the Dodgers, the Giants. It's the NL West. It's the Dodgers, the Giants, and the Padres, which is weird because they're all like right there.
Yeah.
And they just they kill everyone. And like currently in the NL, it's so good that if you don't win your division, you better be over 600 or you're not getting in the playoffs.
Did you say the Dodgers?
Yeah.
16 now. They
were undefeated until the Phillies snapped their streak, and then both teams, the Phillies and the Dodgers, went insane. So, but that's getting into my whinging that I'm saving for next week. But I think you're right. That was... Listen, right? We say that. The fucking Orioles lost to the... Let's see how I'm getting into it now.
No, it's too early to tell it. We'll stop.
I'll say this and then I'm hard cutting the episode. Do you have anything else to add? Because I'm going to say this and I'm going to hard cut the episode.
Do I have anything else to say? Justice for Shedeur Sanders.
Agreed.
And Shyler Sanders.
It's not as bad as the Orioles losing to the Cardinals 24-2.